Okay, so this is the KidKraft's Maya's modern play kitchen. I'm going to assemble this whole thing for my daughter.
Yeah.
And then she's going to play with it and we are going to have a lot of fun. So I'm going to unbox it and start setting the whole thing up. Okay, so if you notice there are so many parts. So I'm really hoping that this video helps somebody if they are having problems making this whole thing. Yeah, so that's my daughter. Anyways, so first I'm going to start with part 1, 2 and 3. Now here is the important part, right? Each and every part, right, has a sticker. So for example, you can see here sticker number 16, 7 and 27, 29 and so on, right? You want to make sure all of the stickers are up. So when you place everything, make sure you can see all the stickers, right? That's what I have done for everything. Now I have part 1, part 2 and part 3 over here. And these are the screws which were present in this box here. They are nicely labeled and named. So first of all, you want the part 1. You can see here, it says number 1 here, number 1 sticker, number 3 sticker and number 2 sticker. So I have part 1, 2 and 3. And then obviously you have the screws and you need a Phillips head screwdriver. Now I also have a gun, but you don't really need this. I just have kept it to make my job a little bit easier, but it's not required at all. A simple screwdriver is more than enough to connect this whole thing. So I'm going to start by removing these A screws. You can see A35, A35 twice, right? There are 70 A screws. So I'm going to start by removing the screws and I'm going to start making stuff. Notice there is no sticker on this side. So I flipped it to the side where there is no sticker. Also, you see this hole in the corner. You want it to be on the top right. That is, you can see I'm watching this right now. It's on my top right. And you want to lift it like this. So what that means is this will be up and right. Now, if you notice there is this second board here, right? Board number 2. Right? Now this board 2 has 2 sides. One side has this metal strip and the other side has no metal strip. What you want to do is, you want the side without the metal strips to be on the edge, on the outside. So this is inside and this is outside. So now once I have this set up, so what is the simple rule? Hopefully this helps. This corner hole is in the top right and this metal edges are in the inside. And all you need to do is put this screw in here and put it in the hole here. Okay, and same here. Okay, and this is the manual that I am following. So you can follow it. I am on the step 1 right now. Okay, so once again, the simple rule, the metal strips are on the inside and this corner thing is on the outside. And when you put this thing, it should match the hole here. So, yep. So hopefully you can see it over here. So you can see, notice what I'm doing here. I'm just going to connect it and I'm going to use the screwdriver to put this thing in. One more thing to note is that when you connect it to 1 to 2, if you have any problem deciding where this should be, then the simple rule here is that notice these 2 holes, they should be on the top, right? So as long as you have followed these 2 holes on the tops, the metal strips on the inside and this corner hole on the top right, you have done everything correctly, right? So you have connected 1 and 2. We are still on the step 1. Next is connecting the step 3. And step 3 rule is simple. We are going to place this over here and try to connect it. Now, I want you to notice something, right? There is this metal strip here with 3 screws. There is also like a screw here, right? So 3 and this whole screw here. On the other side, you don't have this, right? So this metal strip which has protruding screws, that should be inside, right? So this is what is going to be connected over here. So simple rule, this thing on the top here, and you are going to put 2 A screws and connect 1 to flap number 3. Now this is the smaller one. Okay. So connect this thing here. Okay, and I am not using the gun, I am just using the screw because these are kind of tight screws and you don't want to use a gun because it might make the screws go in different directions. So just use a screwdriver for now. Well, these are very, very thin. Okay, so now if you look it from the inside here, yeah, you will notice something, right? So inside there is like an edge where a very, very thin cardboard can go in at the bottom. So you definitely want this to follow for everything, right? So this is flap number 4, right? Now I want to quickly show you something. So notice on one side there are a lot of holes. On one side there are not so many holes, right? This looks like this, and this is the part that is going to go inside like this, right? And once again notice something, there is like an edge here at the bottom, and also on the inside you will see there is like an edge on this inside here. So in short, you are going to connect the 4 to this thing here with the 2 screws, A screws. And if you are looking at the holes, this is how the holes should look like. So please take a look. 4 holes here, 2 holes at the bottom, 2 holes on the right hand side, and 2 more holes on the edge here on the right. So this is how the whole thing looks. Okay, so these are 2 A screws. I am putting this from here to here, and same the one here in here. Now the same thing, use a screwdriver and not a screw gun, just to make sure it goes in properly. Okay, so next you are going to connect. So we connected this 4 to here to number 3 here. Now we are going to connect 4 to the bottom to number 2. So all you need to do is put the screws in here and everything should just align. These are once again screw A's. We just need to put it inside and screw it in. Okay, so now this is number 5. These are 2 L screws. They came in this screw packet here. They are named as L. There are 4 of them. These are like wooden pegs screws. And I have 1 A screw. So what you want to do is, you want to take 2 of these and put it inside this number 5 here. Right? And now these 2 will go inside these 2 holes here. So, very simple. Put this inside like this. Okay, also notice these white screws here. This should be on the inside, that is, and this side in the bottom where all the screws are. So you are going to, instead of putting it like this, I am just going to twist it, turn around and put it like this, so that the front side is nice and polished with no screw holes. This is not compulsory, but it's just to make it look nice. This is much better. So put this thing inside here and then use the screw A to connect from here and put it from this hole. The one initial right hand top screw that we had initially, that is what's for this particular thing. And then just use the screwdriver to put it in. Yep. Okay, now if you come on this side here, so we were trying to do everything on that side, now we are on this side. Okay, so notice we connected the one top screw on the other side, but on this side, on the next side here, we still have these 3 empty screws. Now comes for part number 6, right? And I want you to see, right, the border once again comes at the bottom, right? Also notice this border, there's a little bit of a gap here, right? So you want this part to be outside. There's the other one, the whole border edge, which is complete, is going to be on the inside. And this top screw, the way we had on the top right, now on this side it's on the top left, because you want to match this. So what does that mean? This and this screw, they match with this and this screw. Notice incomplete border. So this part is on the outside. So you are going to put this here like this, and you are going to connect 3 A screws again. These are once again screw A's, the 70 that are provided. You are going to put it here, and going to put one here. It's basically match. It will basically match the holes, and then one here. Yep. And then you are going to use the screwdriver to connect all the 3. So now we have the corresponding one. We have that one closed. Now we also have this part closed. Okay. Now this is number 7. We are connecting it over here like this, and from the inside we are going to put 2 screws here. Now note, for number 7, these screws come on this side, on the inside, right? So this nice flat part is on here on the back, and these things are on the inside, and we are going to basically connect the 2 screws from inside here. Yep, that's just my daughter singing. But yeah, we'll connect number 7 here. Okay, so these are screw H and I. So there are 2 H screws and I bolts. 2 H screws and I bolts, right? And this is number 8. What you want to do is you want to put this here like this. Put the screws from this side in. Right? And connect the bolts, that is I, from inside here. Okay. And you just need to make sure the screws are tight properly. Just use a screwdriver on this side. So use the screwdriver on the inside, and notice what I am doing. I am holding the bolt and I am just connecting this thing. Same for the other one. Yeah. So, and this flat part comes on the outside. Okay. So now this is number 9, and if you notice here, I have placed it like this. So once again, to match on this side here, this edge is incomplete. You want this to be inside. Also, these 2 holes will go inside these 2 holes once I make it stand up, and these 2 holes will go here. And this is the pattern. So the edge is on the inside, and the nice clean part with no edge is on the outside. Okay, so I'm going to put the 2 A screws here and connect it to the bottom to match it. And see, that's just my daughter. Okay, and same we are going to also do is connect screw H and I, similar to what we did on the other side, right? So these are the 2 H and I screws, that is nut and bolt. We are going to put the H bolt from the inside here, and this bolt from the outside. Same, this bolt from the inside and this thing from the outside to match it. Okay? Yep. Okay, now this is part number 10. These are basically the cooking range knob. Okay, so I removed this from these 2 plastic bags in this particular box here. So that's where you will find it in case you are having trouble finding it. So these were together and these were together. Now I think this one is extra and also this one is extra. For now, keep them on the side. And notice this pointy circular thing, this goes into this hole. So connected, and connected. Now the big knob goes in the center here. This knob goes in the center, and this knob in left side and in the right side. And now from the other side, you are going to put these things inside here, like this. lock, lock, and lock. That does not matter. All they make sure is that the knobs stay connected, and then you can turn them. They basically make it sound like a kitchen knob, right? So that's all we did, and I still have 2 extra. So you completed part 10. Okay, now you have 2 A screws and 2 L screws, and you have this knob, right? Now notice this metallic part here. This will be at the bottom, and what you want to do is, on each side you will see there are 2 holes. So on the top hole, on both the sides, right, you want to put this L stick here, right, and then you want to place it inside, and then place it inside, right, and then the 2 A screws, they go from here on this hole. Notice this hole here, this one goes from here, and the other A screw goes from the other side. Yeah, and basically you are going to tighten the screw, and the kitchen knobs will just rotate here. So this is the front part, right? So 2 L wooden screws, they don't have holes on the other side because they are just like stubs, and then 2 screws which do come from the outside, this way and this way, 2 A screws. We just need to tighten and connect them. Okay, now notice number 11, 12 and 13. Now 11 and 13 were present in this plastic case, in this box. So hopefully you can, if you have trouble finding it, hopefully this helps you. This is how number 11 and 13 looks. Now there are 2 sides to number 12. One side that is flat and one side that is slanting. So notice how the way I have kept here, right? Now with the yellow, with the number 11, sorry, if you turn it around, you can see there are 2 big holes. So these are the holes that you want on the top, right? So 2 big holes on the top, and they are going to go here. Also in this thing, there are like E screws, 13 E screws, and you are going to put the 2 E big screws in these big holes, and they should basically go in this number 12 holes, right? So here and then here, and then you just use the screwdriver. So big holes on the top, put the E screws in on the non-slanting part. This is on the side which is not slanting. So number 12 is on the number 11 is on the side which is non-slanting. So I'm going to connect these screws here. Now this is number 13. This goes on the slanting side. Once again, the 3 big holes, they should be on the top. You want to place it like this and put the 2 E screws in like this. This is on the slanting side. So we connected 11, 12, 13. So now this is number 14, right? And once again, we have made this 11, 12, 13. And there's the slanting part here, right? This slanting part matches this slanting part. So I'm just turning this around here so that you can see. And this 14 here, notice how it meets the slanting part here, like this, right? And on this, in the 3 holes, we put the 2 screws in on both the sides. Now I am putting the 3rd screw in the center, which is used to connect this 13 to number 14. So this screw is connected, and you are going to use the screwdriver to connect them. Let me make sure. Little bit complex, not too much. Okay. Anyways, but the point is, once you connect them, it would be something like this. So I tried a lot, but this is not like a perfect finish, and there is always a small gap here. I think I followed all the steps correctly, but I still noticed this thing. So you might also have something where it might not be exact. I think that is okay. Okay, so you have made this, right? Now you just need to hold it like this. So what I mean by that, what do you mean by holding like this? The small part near the knobs and the big part away from the knobs, right? And you want to make it like this. So what do I mean? Like, so you can see how I'm holding the big part. You also want to hold the big part, and you want to take a screw A, and put it from the outside and put it into this hole here like this. So you have connected it from one side. Obviously you need to use a screwdriver. Next you want 2 E screws and you want to put them from behind the knobs here into these 2 holes, right, and into these 2 holes on this side. So what I mean by that, let's say if you are holding like this, these 2 is where the E screws will go, and this is where the A screw will go, right? So notice this. If you are having problem, please just look at the video and see how I am doing it here, right? So let me just quickly tighten it. Yep. And then I'm going to connect the 2 E screws from behind the knobs. I hope you can see it. I just removed the screws here and I'm going to connect it to this wooden bracket here. Okay, so notice this is connected and you can see how this looks. This almost looks like some kind of a, pattern here. Now this is number 15, right? So if you have formed it something like this, similar to what I have formed, I hope, as long as you have followed the instructions. Now take the number 15, right? Now honestly it looks exactly the same on both the sides. So in my case I'm going to put the sticker on the back. And on this first row here, I'm going to slide this thing in. So goes into the hole and into the second hole. And just this thing slides into it. Right? So the whole edge thing, right? This thing slides into the whole edge. So we did it for 15. Okay, now number 16, right? It slides into these 2 hole edges here. Number 16. Okay, now number 17 on the last one here. And slide it here. This one was the fun part. So as long as you did everything correctly, this should be very, very simple. Now let's move to the next step. Okay, now notice this thing, whole thing here. This thing came in this box here. And now once you put this thing in properly, you will have one big circle, one small circle. And basically, you are supposed to just fit in here. The big circle and the small circle are just supposed to fit in here, right? And next we had this previous one extra, right? This is 4574WT. So this is what we used to connect the knob from behind. So just slide it in. Now this thing is slid in, right? And now this thing rotates and also this thing moves. Right? You can remove the sticker here and you don't need it anymore. And yeah, so now basically what you did was you got the sink base ready. And these are the stove tops. Okay, now notice the way I'm holding this thing here like this. You just want to place this here on top here, slide it in, and notice this on this side here. If you look from this side, notice how this thing just slides inside and there will be like a small edge sticking on the outside. This is expected, right? This is expected. It's not flush, it's slightly bigger, right? And now we are going to connect the screws. Okay, so this is one screw A. It goes from here inside like this, and these are 3 B screws. These are going to connect from the top here. Okay, so notice this, there are 3 big holes here, really big ones. They are for the screws so that you can flush in, right? So notice the way I am doing it. I have connected this thing here. Next I am going to connect this one here and I am going to connect this one here. Okay, so after connecting the 3 screws here, I am connecting the 3 B screws here and 1 A screw on this side. This stuff is set up. Next I am just going to slide this in like this in this panel here, in this edged hole. Make sure this thing fit inside this edged part, right? You might need to do a little bit of finicky stuff here, but once it clicks, it will click. So you can see it clicked for me at this point, and now it's clicked inside. I can actually feel from the back side, right, that it's inside. Okay, next you want 2 A screws, and you want to connect this thing properly with this thing. So if you look inside, there are 2 holes here. Let's put this thing here. These are 2 A screws, and might need to adjust it a bit, but yes, yep. So connect the 2 A screws on this side. Okay, next, this is number 20. Now, yeah, now you see this edge here. There are edge on both the sides, but there are screws on one side. So you want that part to be at the bottom. So what do I mean by that? Just place it here. Make sure this edge goes into this edge. So simply I am just making sure that this edge goes into this edge, and fit in, right? And now I'm going to take 2 A screws and connect them from here. One from here, and the second one here, and 2 more A screws I'm going to connect from the other side here, like this. And as long as the edge is set, everything should just line up. Notice how it's lining up for me. Okay, now this is number 21, and this edge, if you notice, this edge should go inside here. So fitting this inside the edge here. Yeah, fit. And now I'm going to take 4 A screws. There are 4 A screws here. I'm going to connect one from each side here. One screw goes from here. Other screw goes from here. Right? And from this side as well, 4 screws go in. Right? So 3 screws, and the 4th screw goes from here. That's all there is, right? Connect the 4 screws and this part is complete. Okay, next I am going to slide this thing in. And slide this thing in, and it's slid inside. And yep, and it's done. So now you have number 22 connected. Okay, so now 4 of these come in this particular packet here, and they are in this box. Okay, and you want to take 3 of these, right? Put this one back for now, we don't need this for now. And you want to basically take 3 of these here, and you are going to put this here. Now, what is the simple rule? You see this kind of fancy edge that should be on the outside. So there are 3 places, right? First is right below the cooking range, and notice the flat part is here. The second is right next to it in this particular cabinet, connected, and the third is here right to the top, left top of the cooking range. Okay, so connected. Okay, so this is number 23, and notice this metallic part here, right? This part is going to be on the inside. So you want to flip it around and you want to see the outside part here. Next, you will find this kind of handles in this box here. So you want to put this here, and then from the back, so this is the front part, right? And from the back, you want to connect 2 E screws. E for elephant. Right? Just connect E screws here from the back, and the other one as well, so that you have the handle ready. Right? I'll just connect it using the screwdriver. So to get this door ready. Okay, now this is door number 24 with 2 E screws. So same. Yeah, that's my daughter. So connect the handle from the front. Put the E screws from the back here. And tighten it to get both the doors ready. Okay, now this is number 25 with this handle which came from the box again, and the last two E-screws. Now this is how the front should look like. So in short, this metal part should be on the back. So you are going to put the... Wait, 1 second, go to the side and put this here. Put the screws from the back, the two E-screws again, the last two ones. And get the third door ready as well. Now you should hopefully have all the 3 doors ready with the handles. Okay, next we have this kind of water dispenser. So this is how the handle would look like. So this is kind of below because you have little kids, so they can reach easily. And notice what you want to do is you want to take this here inside and fit it inside like this. So what that means is, if you notice this edge here, this edge rests inside. So notice the way I am doing it. I am putting it inside and trying to fit it in. Next, you want to maybe press it a little bit because these are the tabs here that we want to fit inside. Notice the way I did it. Now you have the water dispenser and this thing is ready, right? So this thing is connected. Okay, now this part, it also is in the box here. Notice the way I am holding it, right? I am going to place it here. Notice the arrow here. I am going to place this here and then I am going to rotate it. To connect this here. And notice now this thing got connected. Right? And now, yep, this thing is connected next. Yep. Okay. So this thing is connected. Now we are going to tap it in. Okay. If it does not fit, you might want to just press it a little bit. Once you press it, the tabs will go inside properly. And now this thing is set up. You can see more details photo here, but they essentially did just what I showed to you. That's all they did. Next, we are just going to connect the final handle because this part is ready. This and this, they are like, they are like spring loaded. So, connect this here, press this thing here. Okay. Let me try from the... So you might need 2 people, but you need to basically press it from top and bottom and put the spring inside and put this thing in the hole. And once you do that, it slides in. And thanks to this white tab that we connected initially, it kind of stays closed. So the tabs basically help with the closing thing. Kirti, can you get the water for us? Water for us? Press. Yeah, water. Yeah. Okay, same. Door number 23 goes here. And press this thing in. Now these 2 doors went easily. This one did not. So basically what I did was, I removed this one screw from here. Right? That basically gives me a little bit of a force and leverage to move it a little bit up. So I can fit the door in. And then I put the screw back in. Right? So that really helped me. I hope this helps you in case you have the same problem. We are very close now. Next, we are just going to connect these gas ranges. So connect the gas stoves here. Connected gas 1 and gas stove. This one in the box. So, the separate box that is provided. Okay. This is the sink. Once again, this was provided in the box. And put the sink in. It's ready. Okay. So you are supposed to take this cup and keep it here. And when you want to fill water in, just put it here and turn it on or turn it off. Right? And then once again, when you want to wash your hands or utensils, you can put it here like this. So this is where the cup is. Okay. So these are 3 F screws. F as in fort. And these are 3 things that I got from the box for 2 hanging pan and pot. So you want to put this screw from the top and this thing from the bottom and connect the screw here. This so that you can hang stuff. So, yep. I connected one. I'm going to do the same thing for the second and third. Okay, so put the salt and shaker, put the pots and pans, put the cups, and all this third step is ready. Next we are going to make the tray and slide it in. Okay, next we are going to make the tray. So for that you need to pick up something like this one, and you need the 26. There are 4 of 26 ones, you want 2 of them. And what you're going to, actually you want 4 of them, right? Okay, so this is 27 and these are 4 of the 26 here. What you want to do is, you want to place them over here like this, but make sure that the white screws are on the inside. And one more thing, notice this hole here on one unpainted side. This should be on the top, because when you place the actual item on the top to connect the screws, you want this to be available. So put this here like this. 1, 2, 2, and then 3, and then 4. And you are going to use the screws A's to connect them. So what do I mean by that? Notice this what I am doing here. The hole is on the top. The screws are on the right. So I'm just going to put the screws in now. Okay, so this part is important, otherwise you might need to redo everything, so be careful with this thing. Same here, let's try this. Okay, so connected this part here. Next connected number 3 here, and then number 4 here. Yep. Okay, so once again note the screw is on the top because you want to connect the boards here. So this is important. I kind of made a mistake. I don't want you to do the same thing. So just, yep. And now the final 2. Okay, so now I put all the 3 in. Once again, the holes are on the top, the white screw are inside, and I'm just going to connect this now. All the 8 screws. Okay, so notice these holes here. Holes are on the top in all the places because you want to place the sections on the top here like this. So you definitely need the holes here on the top. Next, we are going to connect this part here. Now once again notice the white screws here, so they are going to go inside, and all I'm going to do is, I'm going to connect the 8 screws again. So notice what I did, I took this, placed this in, and now I'm going to connect the screws. Put all the 8 screws in first, you don't need to tighten them. Once all the 8 screws are in, then you can think about tightening them. Yeah, Virti. Virti, please go there and stand there please. Thank you. The thing is not made, but my daughter is already playing with this thing. Because whatever is made is good enough. So, you know, she's really excited. Hopefully our kids are excited about this too. Okay, so now you can see I've connected all the 8 screws. Now I can use a gun or I can use a traditional screwdriver. This one is much easier to use the screw guns. I'm using it. But you don't have to. I'm just doing it to save my time. Notice I'm doing not putting it completely inside. I'm doing for all of them little bit. This is the safest way to do things like this if you are using a gun. Because you are driving it inside, so it might go in a different direction. So doing it a little bit is good enough. That way all of the screws are really well aligned and assigned. Yes, Virti, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so you can see all of them are in little bit. Now I can put dive. Okay, now this is section 29 and you want 2 big holes on the top. And what you want to do is, notice the way I am doing it. You want to make it diagonal and insert it inside like this, and then slide it in, right? Okay, next we are going to connect. Now we are going to connect screw C, C as in cat. The reason is because they have a pink top, so that means they look nice. So put the 2 pink screws in here like this. Okay, you also want to connect the 4 A screws in like this. 2 on this side. You might have to adjust them a bit. Yep. Let's see, 1 minute. And the 2 on the other side. And this one. Yep. On the other side here. So connect all the 4 screws. Okay. Next, I want you to see on one side there is this small holes here, right? And you have this section number 30. Now this has like 2, indented sides and non-indented sides. And you want the indented sides to be on the place where there is a hole. Notice this. Also these white screws, they should be on the bottom. So place it and then connect the screws. Once again, indented side is in the place where there is a hole. And adjust it. Yep. Yep. So same, I'm going to put this here. Set this here. And set this thing here. FI, this is a Black & Decker 20-volt drill. I have been using it for almost 8 years now and I love it. It's just the best, most useful device I have. Okay, so you can see I have connected this. Now we are going to connect the bottom part next. What you want is, notice this side with the white screws. You want those things to be on the bottom part, because what I did was I just flipped it around. It was like this, I kind of flipped it around, and now I'm just putting it here like this so that it looks nicer. So you want this kind of screws to be on the bottom side, and just put the 4 C screws, the pink colored screws, inside here to make it look nice. And done. Done and done. I've connected all the 4 screws now, and I'm going to just tighten them. Okay, now this is number 36. You want to place these things are inside and put the screw from the bottom here like this. That is, screws come from this hole here and gets inserted into this 36 here. Same for the other side as well. And then you need to tighten the screws, and these are C pink screws. So you are going to connect these 2. Okay, now notice this KidKraft thing here. Now this hole is upside down, right? So the KidKraft will also be upside down. And notice the big holes here, or the KidKraft should be outside. So I'm going to put screw 1 here. These are screw A, white color screws. Screw 2, and then screw 3. And I'm going to put them in 1, 2 and 3. So simple, right? Just adjust them a bit and we are almost there. Yep. And you have kind of got it connected. Right? So you have got it connected. Same we are going to do on the other side as well. Okay, so what I find is if I lay it down on this side and then do this, it's much easier. It just turned around. So before it was like this and upside down, I just turned it around and made it like this. And what I do is I put the 3 screws here the way I instructed, the other 3 screws here, and put all of them in a little bit, and then I'm going to tighten it. This makes my life a lot more easier. Okay, so did the same thing on the other side as well. Connected all the 4 things here. Using the gun, using the 6 screws on the other side as well. And yes, and this thing is ready now. This much part is ready. Now next step. Okay, now there are 4 wheels and these JK screws. So JK are basically screw and this nut. And what you want to do is remove one of them, take a wheel, put the screw from the outside and put it in here like this, and then from the inside you want to put the nut in. Right? You can do it both ways, that is put the nut in and then tighten the screw as well. That does not matter, but that's really what you need to do. And then make sure that the wheels can rotate. That's the important part. Okay, so I connected the wheels and now but they still rotate. Now let's turn it around and see them moving. They do move but with a little bit of friction. So okay, next what you want to do is you want to take this one here, number 34, and place it here like this. Notice the sticker should be on the inside. And notice the 3 holes here, 1, 2, 3, they correspond to 3 holes here. So all you need to do is place it here, place it here, and place it here, and connect side one first. Connect this one first. Okay, small correction, these two are screw A, but this one is screw G. So you want to connect the G screw in here. So yeah. And same, we are going to do the same thing on the other side here. Connect this thing here, this thing here, and make sure that we connect 2 A screws and 1 G screw here. Okay, now this is the rod, and these are 2 screws D. I'm going to put the screws in here and put it on the rod on the other side. And same, I'm going to do the other side as well. Now I'm just going to tighten the screw. Okay, now I'm just going to slide this inside here like this. Right? More of these things. These things basically help you connect this thing to the wall so it does not drop on top of your kids. Now once we decide a good location, we are going to set it up next to a wall and then connect it. So this is really nice. And you also have other stuffs like this, like tea, coffee that you can use. Virti, can you please come here? Can you please cook something for Papa? Say hi to everybody. Hi. Virti, can you please remove the pan? Yeah, then put it on the gas, please. You are going to eat vegetables. Yes, please open the vegetables for Papa. Yes. Please now cook the vegetables for Papa. Yeah, come on, cook. Yes. Fine, yes, that's okay. Oh yeah, leave one at a time. Come on. Cook for Papa, cook the vegetables for Papa. Yeah, very nice. Turn the gas high. Gas on kayo, cooktop on kayo. Fast, high. Yes. This one also high. And this one also high. Oh, close the fridge. Close properly. Yes, fine. Now please give me tomato in a plate. Please give me tomato in a plate. And give it to Papa. Yeah, Papa wants tomato in the plate. Yeah, give it to Papa. Yes. Thank you. Yum. Very nice. Can you please give broccoli to Mama? In the plate. Put it in the plate and give the plate to Mama. Yes. Uh-oh. Careful.
Thank you.
Okay, Viti, can you please bring tomato and broccoli to guest in the tray, please? No, bring the tray. Yeah, come on, pull it. Yes. Very nice. Stop. Okay, very good. Careful. Okay. Now give it to Papa. Give the tomato to Papa. Tomato and the plate. With the plate, Chotu. Yes, you should always give everybody with a plate. Thank you. Now give the plate and the broccoli to Mama. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Very good. 10 out of 10. So you can see my daughter. She's trying to cook. You can put spoons and stuff like that here. And really teach them to put all the vegetables in the refrigerator, right? So what happens is, for example, even right now, when we get vegetables from outside and we have refrigerator open, she runs and brings all the refrigerators to us. All the vegetables to us to put it in the refrigerator. She's 2 years old right now. Viti, can you please say bye-bye? Here, bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Say thank you.